Welcome to the session on operations management. In the last class, we discussed on what is master scheduling, what is master scheduling process, what is the basic difference between aggregate planning and master scheduling, and then we discussed on functioning under master scheduling, and then we discussed on available to promise inventory, what is meant by available to promise inventory, and regular inventory, and then we solved one problem on master production schedule. Okay, today we will discuss more problems on aggregate planning and master scheduling. I am going through the next problem. The problem is Idaho Instrument Company produces calculators. A company is there by name Idaho Instruments, which produces calculators in its plant and has forecast demand for over next 12 periods, and the company has made forecast demand. It has forecasted the demand for the calculators for a period of next 12 periods as shown in the table. It is in the table he has given the forecasted demands for the calculators. For the first month it is 800, second month it is 500. It is the forecasted demand, not the actual demand, not the actual order. Okay, for the first month it is 800, for the second month it is 500, for the third month it is 700, and he has given in the table it is 900, 400, 300, 400 for the month of 7, 600 for the month of 8, for the ninth month it is 1000. Similarly, he has given different values for different 12 months, the demand for the calculators. Each period is having 20 working days. Okay, there are 12 periods. If you are going to divide those 12 periods into 12 months, 12 periods, if you are going to assume the 12 periods into 12 months, in each month the company works for 20 days, and company maintains a constant workforce of 40 employees. It doesn't vary its employees. It maintains a constant workforce of 40 employees, and there are no subcontractors available, and there is no concept of subcontracting. All the orders which are received by the company are fulfilled by manufacturing in the company only. They are not giving any subcontracting. Okay, the company can however go on overtime if necessary. If the demand increases, if the orders increases, the company can go for overtime and encourage customers to back order calculations, and company can also go for back ordering. What is back ordering? First of all, for example, if you want to buy a bike, purchase a bike, you will go to showroom and purchase on that particular day itself when you wish to purchase a bike. But there are some cars where if you give orders today, you will receive cars after 3 months, 6 months, it may be in some cases it may be 8 months. That is called back ordering. That means the company is not supplying the orders on that particular day. Instead, it is supplying after 7 or 8 months, it may be 3 months, whatever it may be. That is called back ordering. Supply of the products to the customers by delay is called back ordering. The production and cost data follows. He has given in the table the demand of the forecast, and he has given the production capacity. What is initial inventory? The products which are already available in the warehouse are 100. Okay, and regular time hours available were, he has given that there are 20 working days in a month and there are 40 employees. 40 into 20, it is 800, and there are 8 hours per day. That means 40 into 20, it is 800. 800 into 8, it is 6400 hours are available. Regular time hours available were 6400 hours for 1 month. Similarly, OT hours available were, there are 40 employees and 20 working days, and the OT hours available per day was 4. That means 40 into 20 into 4, 3200 OT hours are available. This is the data which was given in the problem. and the standard labor hours per unit means to produce one calculator it requires 10 hours, and in the regular time the labor charge is 6 rupees, and during OT hours the labor charge is 9 hours. And to produce one calculator it requires 100 rupees for materials. The materials and overhead cost for one unit of for one calculator is around rupees 100, and back order cost is rupees 5, means extra it costs rupees 5 rupees, the extra charge which was costed for one calculator, and it increases in the reverse order. Okay, and inventory carrying cost means if the for this month the orders were less than the capacity, and if the extra products which were stored in the warehouses per month and per unit it costs 2 rupees. Okay, he has given the data for 10 periods, but he asks us to solve the problem for 5 periods. You can see here, assume that 5 periods constitute a full demand cycle and use the transportation linear programming approach. Here we need to solve the problem by using transportation model to develop an aggregate plan based on first 5 periods only. He has given the data for 10 periods, but he asked us to solve the problem for 5 periods. Okay, to solve the problem on transportation model we require what is the regular time cost and overtime cost, and we also need what is the regular time capacity and overtime capacity for each period. He has given that 6400 hours were available for each period and 10 hours is required to produce one calculator. 6400 divided by 10, 640 units. In the regular time we can produce 640 calculators in 1 month. Okay, and similarly if we have utilized the overtime completely we can produce 320 units because 3200 hours were available as an OT hours and 10 hours is required to produce one calculator. Therefore 320 units, 320 calculators can be produced using OT hours in 1 month. Okay, and regular time cost is 6 rupees, and for one calculator 10 hours was required. Therefore the labor cost is 60 rupees plus to produce one calculator 100 rupees, the material costs around 100 rupees. Therefore in the regular time if we produced one calculator it costs 160 rupees for us, for the company. Similarly in the overtime if one calculator is produced the material cost is 100 plus labor cost is 90 because in the overtime the extra 3 rupees is paid. For 1 hour 9 rupees is paid, and to produce one calculator the 10 hours is required. 90 plus 100 it costs 190 rupees to produce one calculator in overtime. Using this data we need to prepare transportation model in aggregate planning. Okay, first I already explained how to solve the problem in transportation model. We already solved one problem. The basic difference between the last problem and this problem is in the last problem the back order is not considered. I already explained what is back ordering, but in this problem the back ordering is considered. First prepare a table as shown. We need to indicate the demand and the capacity in the vertical and horizontal columns. Okay, demand units for period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4 and period 5 because he asked us to solve the problem for 5 periods only. Also the data is given for 10 periods. He asked us to solve the problem for only 5 periods, 5 months. since there is no subcontracting. In the last problem we have used regular time, overtime and subcontracting, but in the problem here is specified there is no subcontracting method followed by the company. Therefore we are not using subcontracting here. Here only we are using regular time and overtime to fulfill the demand. Okay, the initial inventory available is 100. The total available is 100. And inventory cost is 2 rupees, which he has given in the problem. It increases with periods per unit. 0 for the first period, for the second period it is 2, for the third period 4, 6, 8. It goes on increases. And we calculated regular time cost, which is 160 rupees. For each period it increases by 2 rupees. If the inventory is used, if the products are manufactured in the first period and they were stored for the second, third or fourth or fifth period, the inventory cost is around 2 rupees, which is given in the problem, and therefore the regular time cost increases by 2 rupees. 160 plus 2, 162, 164, 166, 168. Similarly, overtime cost, it also increases by 190, 192, 194, 196 and 198. First we solve the problem for period 1. For the period 1, the demand, the forecasted demand was 800 units. Okay, but in the regular time we can produce 640 units. You can see here regular time cost is 160 rupees and overtime cost is 190 rupees. Since regular time cost is less compared to the overtime cost, we produce the product. First we give preference to the regular time. 800 products were required in the period 1, but already 100 products were available as an inventory. Therefore remaining 700 products are to be manufactured. Okay, out of 700 products, the maximum products that can be produced in the regular time is 640, and the cost of regular time is less than overtime. Therefore we give preference to the regular time and we produce 640 products in the regular time. 640 plus 100 is 740. Remaining 60 products are to be manufactured. Okay, in the last problem what we did, we produced the 60 products during overtime, which costs around 190. But in this problem what happens is, you can see here in the period 2 the available capacity is 640, but the demand is 500. Means in the regular time we can produce 640 products, but the demand is 500. Still we left with the capacity of 140 products. Instead of, since we are using back orders here, instead of producing 60 products in during the overtime duty of first period, which costs around 190 rupees, we produce 60 products in the period 2 and we supply the products, these 60 products for the customers in the period 2 instead of in the period 1, which costs 165 rupees. Because in the problem itself he has given back order cost rupees 5 and it increases in the reverse order. You can see here 160 rupees is the regular time cost for the period 2, for the every regular period. It increases by 2 rupees for the period 3 as an inventory cost. As an back order cost is increases by 5 rupees. Okay, therefore we produce remaining 60 products in the period 2 at a cost of 165, which is less than overtime cost of the period 1, and we supply these 60 products to the customers in the period 2. Actually the order was received in the period 1, but we supplying the products in the period 2 to reduce the cost. This is called back ordering. Okay, 640 plus 100 plus 60 becomes 800. Now we will shift to the second period. In the second period available capacity is 640, but the demand is 500. Since overtime cost is more than the regular time cost, we produce all the 500 products in the regular time only. That fulfills the demand of period 2. You can see here in the period 2 we produced 60 products of the period 1 and 500 products of the period 2. We produced 560 products in the regular time, but the capacity is 640. Still we can produce 80 products at a cost of 160. Okay, now we will go for the period 3. In the period 3, the required demand was 700, but the capacity is 640 in the regular time, 640 in the regular time and 320 in the overtime. The regular time cost is 160, but the required demand is 700. We produce 640 products in the period 3 at a cost of 160. We can produce remaining 60 products during the overtime at a cost of 190. But in the period 2 we still left with 80 products, means capacity of 80, only 500 plus 60, 560 is filled. We left with still 80 products we can manufacture because their capacity is 640. We produced only 560 products. And the cost, see here, 160 plus inventory cost of 162. If we produced remaining 60 products which was required in the period 3 and we stored them for the period 3, it costs around 162, which is less than overtime cost. Therefore, we produce these 60 products in the period 2 only and we store them for the period 3, which costs around 162, which is less than 190. 640 plus 60 is 700. Okay, we fulfill the demand here also. In the period 2, 500 plus 60, 5 plus 60, it is around 620. We still left with 20 products. We can still produce 20 products in the period 2. We will see them later. Okay, now we go for period 4, where the required products were 900. Answer. Okay, you can see in the fourth period the demand is 900. What regular time cost is less than overtime cost, therefore we produce all the 640 products, which is the maximum capacity of regular time, at a cost of 160. We can produce the remaining 260 products at a cost of using overtime, but the cost is 190. But we can see here in the period 2 we left with still 20 products, where we can produce those products in the regular time of period 2 at a cost of 160 and we can store them for fourth period, which becomes 164, which is less than overtime cost of period 4. 164 is less than 190. Therefore, we produce remaining 20 products in the period 2 and we store them for the period 4. Okay, 640 plus 20 is 660. Okay, we still left with 240 products, but in the period 5 you can see the demand is 400, but the capacity of regular time is 640, and we utilized that back order concept. We can produce remaining 240 products at a cost of 165, which is still less than 190. Therefore, we produce remaining 240 products in the period 5 and we supply to the customers in the period 5 instead of the period 4. That is called back ordering. And in the period 5, the demand is 400, but the capacity is 640. We can produce 400 products in the period 5 at the cost of 160. Okay, here we used the back ordering concept for the period 1, period 3 and period 4. Back ordering concept for period 1 and period 4, and where inventory concept for the period 3. Producing more products in the period 2 and period 5, more than the required demand. Okay, that's all about the transportation model, including back orders. In the last problem there is no concept of back order, but subcontracting concept is utilized. But in this problem, subcontracting concept is not utilized. Here the back ordering concept is utilized. That's all. That completes your fourth module. Thank you.